Tonight I'm going to look at two products from Deluxe materials that have earned their place on my workbench. We'll start with liquid gravity and then perfect plastic putty. Liquid gravity is a way of adding nose weights into your model, originally designed for model railways. But it's come into its own specifically earlier this week when I had a problem with the Messerschmitt 262. Now this is my Hobby Boss two-seater 262, and this was the problem. This metal nose weight was missing from my model when I purchased it. It was supplied from the retailer where I bought it, but I'd actually stormed on ahead, hadn't realised that part was missing. I actually was missing the engine nacelles, but this was in the same bag, so I missed that. I did what most modelers do, glued everything together, then suddenly realised I'd got nowhere to put the nose weight. As you can see, it's going to be quite a tail sitter, but all I've got with this is a tiny area at the front, so a little bit of a problem. Now this bottle doesn't look particularly heavy, but trust me, it actually weighs quite a bit, and that's because it's full of these small metal granules. I think they're lead, like lead shot, but very, very tiny, which means they can be used to fill any area of your model. Now obviously what we're going to do here is literally just pour them into this nose recess. It's actually solid at the back, so it's going to be a perfect area for me to put in my nose weight. Now here you can see the nose weights. I've poured them in, so very tiny, so it's literally completely filled up the nose. Now there's a number of ways you can actually hold them in place. I'm just going to be putting a piece of blue tack in place, but of course you could pour some glues or super glue or resin in there. That would serve equally as well. Inevitably you will get some spillage. Now again, this is one of the reasons why I use the blue tack, because basically it just pick it up and pick up all this excess, making sure that I don't waste any of the metal at all. Now with the blue tack in place, nothing's going to escape from there, and I've now got enough nose weight in there to weight the model down. Now with the nose all fully attached, I come to a product which I can truly say has revolutionised the way I model. For many years I've been using typewriter correction fluid to fill joints, mainly because it's very easy to work, it dries hard, but it can be a little bit messy. Plastic putty from Deluxe model products is actually a wonderful product. It took me a little while to get into, but now I find it absolutely superb. You can see a seam that's already been filled with it here. It's the white line at the top, but it's just not so much how it's applied, but it's just so easy to work. So where I've glued the parts on here, you can see there's a little bit of a seam line in there, which is a bit more than would be on the real aircraft. So I'm going to just put some putty into that join. So here we have the plastic putty, and all you literally do is just squeeze out a little bit and put it onto your cocktail stick. So now we're just going to get the join. I'm just going to try and get it into the light so you can see where I'm going to apply it. I apologise if this isn't going to be successful. I'm trying to balance the camera and do this all at the same time. A little bit messy there. Now if I was being really neat, I could have put a bit of masking tape on there to actually protect the engraved detail, but there isn't actually that much in this area. Now we're just going to leave that for maybe a minute. So now comes the magic bit. I've just added a little bit more putty on there. Now, you can see the putty. Now, how do you get rid of it? Well, normally you'd be using sanding, but no, this has got a magic agreement. We get the Mark 1 thumb, and we just rub it along. Now, what I'm actually using here is just plain water. So basically, you just dampen your thumb, rub it along, remove the excess, and there you go. As you can see, any seam is perfectly filled. There you go. I hope you can see the white line where the join was. So any excess, just literally line it in, rub your thumb finger along, and you end up with a perfectly filled join. And then just leave it overnight and it will dry solid. So there we have it, a perfectly filled panel line. Easy. Really, really simple. I say any excess easily removed with water. You can use a typical scalpel blade or a scribing tool just to pick out if you've got any going anywhere you don't want it to. Or of course you could be really clever and mask it off beforehand. Now the only important thing I will say with Deluxe products thing is that at the end of the day, make sure you clean your tube up. Literally this is just a case of getting a damp cloth, bit of paper towel around the screw thread, just to clean it, make sure there's no excess, because if you don't tie it down tight it will actually dry out. So that's it, literally, and you're ready for the next session. Literally, if you haven't seen this product or haven't used it, we actually do sell it via the SAM website. It is actually a wonderful product. Seek it out at your local model show or order it online from the SAM Publications website.